Today we're going to take a look at Something is Killing the Children Book 1 Deluxe Edition by James Tynion IV. It has a 384 page count and a $69.99 cover price. Let's get into this review. Alrighty, so here we have Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion IV, the Book 1 Deluxe Edition. This is the slipcase edition here. It's a second printing, so it has that red foil look on here with the imagery. Something is Killing the Children on the spine here in that red foil. Looks awesome, man. You have the design of Erica Slaughter's mask there on the front and back of the book. Then on the actual book itself, you have Erica Slaughter jumping at you with the machetes, man. Something is Killing the Children on the spine. Love the design of this book. Very, very good. This is my first deluxe edition from Boom Studios, and it's very good, man. Super quality made book here. Sewn binding that is absolute perfection. You're going to get no gutter loss in this book, and just very nice quality, thick pages throughout this book here. So you get the title page there. You have James Tynion IV on here. You have Werther Dell-Edera on the artwork there, and Mikhail Muerto on the colors. As we jump into chapter 1 of Something is Killing the Children, I'm going to try and be as spoiler-free as possible, and I'm also going to give you a heads up about this kind of mature material that's throughout this book. This book is brutal, man. It is called Something is Killing the Children for a reason. It's definitely not a bait and switch title. A majority of the violence that happens throughout these pages are directed just at children. So, I mean, it's very brutal. So if you're not into that kind of thing, then this definitely may not be the book for you. Me, I love it, man. I'm into all this horror stuff, and I think James Tynion just does a fantastic job of just building this world and this mystery of these creatures and these entities that are killing the children in this town of Archer's Peak. The artwork along with his writing is just absolutely phenomenal, and the pace that he sets between issues is just perfect. Each one just kind of reveals just enough of the mystery of what's going on in this small town of Archer's Peak just to keep you wanting more and more and more. So, I mean, this is one of those reads that you're going to want to binge as soon as you get it. And there's not a whole lot of dialogue throughout the book either. It's just enough to get the story going and keep you interested, and the artwork is just really phenomenal throughout all of these issues collected in this deluxe edition. And now this does collect the first 15 issues of Something is Killing the Children, and one thing that it doesn't collect, which I'm super disappointed in, is it doesn't have a cover gallery at all. So it's just separated into chapters. There's no variant covers or anything like that in the back of this book, which is kind of unfortunate because Something is Killing the Children is kind of known for its different variant covers and just a great artwork that they have on those covers. So to have them not collected in this volume is pretty unfortunate, and is probably my only complaint about this entire book. Now, we may get a book 2 that has a bunch of different covers in it that are the ones from this volume here. I'm not really sure what's happening with that, but we'll see, I guess, when that time comes. Now, we are currently up to issue number 30 of Something is Killing the Children, and this does have 15 issues, so I would assume that we would get a book 2 of this very soon, as we're now up to 30. And I know James Tynion had said that this is going to be a 75 issue run, so we're probably going to get, you know, each volume going to have 15 issues or so, and then have some bonus content and stuff like that. So now getting into the story of Something is Killing the Children and not being too spoilerish. Something is Killing the Children takes place in this small town of Archer's Peak. Now, in this town, children just mysteriously start disappearing. Now, there's a boy named James who will be pretty much throughout most of this volume here. He ends up kind of telling his friends that he saw like a monster or a creature out in this ravine somewhere. So they kind of go and they, they want to go check it out and see if there's any monsters in here, or to call James out on his bullshit, really, too. Now, when they get out to the ravine, man, there happens to be monsters, and these monsters just rip all of these children to pieces, man. I mean, they're like ripping them in half, pulling out their intestines, just absolute gore fest. It's wild, man, and that happens a lot throughout this book. Like I said before, lots of violence towards children. So James actually survives this situation here. You know, he's talking to a police officer about the events that took place, and then he's kind of getting bullied and such at school because of these incidents. All the kids in school kind of think that he had something to do with his friends getting killed and maybe even the disappearance of all these children. Now, in this town of Archer's Peak, there is a woman named Erica Slaughter. Now, she kind of just randomly shows up into town and is kind of investigating, lurking around the town, trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, she talks with James. They actually kind of become a little team together. They go to the store to buy like supplies to go out and fight these monsters. So Erica Slaughter is really just like a part of this mysterious organization, the House of Slaughter, which is also another series by James Tynion as well. Plan to read that probably eventually. But she's part of this organization that is kind of like a cleanup crew. They're like a, I don't know, they go around when they hear of these towns that have these monster problems. They send out their people and they go take care of it. They kind of cover everything up so that people don't know that these monsters and such exist. Now, Erica Slaughter's kind of the runt of the group. I haven't gotten really much farther than this right now, so I don't know why she is that, but they don't like her as much. She's kind of an outsider to the group, and she kind of does things her own way. She's a badass, man. She reminds me of Bruce Campbell, Ash from Evil Dead in this book as well, like the female version of Ash. So with all this going on, man, Erica and this boy James, they end up, trying to resolve this mystery of the children that are missing. They do find some of the children, mostly deceased, because that's kind of the way it goes throughout this, and it really just builds to this awesome finale in this book here. Super entertaining. James Tynion is just the greatest writer right now. He's one of my favorite writers at this time. The horror stuff he has is just absolutely fantastic, and I think like the slow build throughout this is just great. You eventually have some of the members of House of Slaughter coming out to resolve these issues that are happening in this town of Archer's Peak. Erica Slaughter is in a little bit over her head when it comes to these monsters, and they want to come in and prevent anybody from knowing about the existence of these monsters. So you meet a few members of this secret society here, the House of Slaughter. You do get introduced to the old dragon, who is like the leader of this group. I'm really interested to find out more about that. I know the second volume kind of goes into the history a little bit more and how Erica Slaughter came to be. So that'll be definitely interesting. I got the trade paperback, so I'm just gonna read those soon as well. But man, I mean, phenomenal artwork here. I mean, you love the motion and just the action scenes throughout this. All the bright blood splatters that happen. You have Erica's bright like green eyes that she has, man. Just really, really fantastic stuff. This is one of my favorite reads of the year so far. I know Something is Killing the Children is becoming way more popular lately. People are digging it. I know when I went to my LCS to go pick up a couple issues, they didn't have like some of the most recent issues. They were sold out. I had to track them down on eBay. So definitely becoming more popular, and probably because it got picked up for a series on Netflix. So eventually we're going to get a live action Something is Killing the Children. But man, altogether, this story is absolutely superb. I mean, Tynion creates this compelling and layered world filled with interesting characters and a deep mythology that slowly unfolds over the course of this volume. The dialogue is sharp and natural, and the pacing of the story is excellent, as I mentioned before, keeping the reader on the edge of their seat, and it's very binge-worthy, man. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about this. Dell-Edera's artwork is top-notch, with moody and atmospheric style that perfectly captures the dark and eerie tone of this story. The character designs are fantastic as well. Erica Slaughter is such a badass. I really, really enjoyed this story, man. In the back of this book, you do get an interview collected that you can kind of read through, and there's some artwork as well. Now, if you're looking to pick up this book, I get all my books from organicpricebooks.com. It's the best place to get all your omnibus and other collected editions. If you use code DROCK, you can get $2 off your purchase, and if you use code DROCK, ship it together, you can get 5% off the purchase of 3 or more books. Let me know what you think about Something is Killing the Children down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching.